Hey, what's going on, everybody? Please like and subscribe. Doesn't cost you a thing to give me a thumbs up, and it goes a long way to helping me out with the YouTube algorithm and hopefully, getting me out there a little bit more. But I've talked about Islam here for a while, and I hope everybody else is paying attention and seeing what's going on in the rest of the world, in Europe, and what's going on in the United States, and realize that this is not a religion of peace, not by any stretch of the imagination, not even close. And I hope you guys see that and do your own research, because the evidence is out there. I mean, there's countless videos showing the hatred, the abuse, sexual abuse, you name it. It's out there, and you need to pay attention, because it's not getting any better, and it's not going away. And as long as these libtards keep playing lip service to these disgusting individuals, it's only going to get worse. And but anyway, I mean, we've seen it grow in the 5 decades plus that I've been around, and it's just gotten worse, and more people just become more and more ignorant. If you tell a lie long enough, eventually people will believe it, and that's exactly what we see here. The dumbing down of America started a little over 30 years ago, and Rush Limbaugh predicted it. It would take place in our public schools and the universities, and we're seeing the results of that. We're seeing these communist professors, libtard professors, who have indoctrinated the young, ignorant, impressionable kids, and who don't obey their parents, because a lot of parents aren't parenting. They don't parent, and it's kind of like when we were growing up. We were called the latchkey kids. You had a key that was safety pinned to your jacket, and you let yourself in, fed yourself till your parents got home, if you had parents. And and that's what we're seeing today. We're seeing the fruits of the 60s and 70s unfold in front of us. Our great grandparents and grandparents that fought World War I and World War II, and Korea and Vietnam's that was a goofy war. That's the war my dad was in. But it's just it's not getting any better, and people just got to pay attention, and you need to keep your head on a swivel, because they're out there everywhere. And thank God we have the Second Amendment, and I implore all those who are of sound body and mind to carry a firearm. Get your CPL or CCW, whatever you call it, in your neck of the woods, and carry it every day. I carry mine every day without fail, and I have been for 35 years. And in law enforcement, never needed a permit, but in civilian life, depending on what state you live in, you got to have one. So get one. Get your wife to get one, and build the pistol range in your backyard, and practice. Practice makes perfect. And I don't miss. I might throw one round off out of maybe 200. And what I mean by off, not everything is in body mass, but I might throw one off where it's just like skims the outline of the head or the right shoulder. It happens to me all the time. I don't know why I always toss one round. I think I just get so cocky and arrogant, as I'm plugging along, and that last shot, I always throw it. I don't know why I do that. But anyway, get your CPL and pay attention. And I personally avoid large groups of people. One is because there's you get into large groups of people. There's always the idiot. There's always the knucklehead. the doofus. Guy thinks he's funny, smart, witty, and he's not, And but you'll find these deplorable people who are hell bent on killing people. Just look at that sick bastard that offed Charlie Kirk for no reason whatsoever. Charlie Kirk wasn't doing anything to hurt him or his sick companion. Charlie Kirk was a man of God, and he was preaching that. So why don't these guys go out and do the same thing to other religious folks? No, they don't. They go after Christians, and that's going to come to an end really quick. And a lot of people get scripture wrong, and I'm here to tell you that Jesus does not want you to lay down and be a victim. Jesus does not want you to turn the other cheek. Okay? He doesn't tell us to go out and be vengeful and murder. It's a complete opposite of that. You defend your wife, your children, your family, your home against the aggressor. And there's a difference between murder and kill. And that's clearly defined in the Bible. So if you think that your life is to be a pacifist because Jesus was a pacifist, you're wrong. Jesus was not a pacifist, not by any stretch of the imagination. When Jesus comes in the second coming, you're going to see Jesus destroy the wicked, and I mean destroy the wicked. So whether you want to say kill or murder, those that are still floating around when he comes the second time, it's not going to be a pretty sight. So just remember that it's just not going to get any better. And but again, you have to deal with these leftists and these morons today, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Nothing about them can coexist with Western society, and certainly not the Constitution of the United States. And when you got guys running around like I saw the other day, stabbing, police without any real consequences. I mean, you don't. They keep it hush hush. They keep it quiet. There's so many rapes and stabbings that go on, and they keep the population, they keep the citizenry ignorant. Because if you truly knew the scale of the violence against Caucasian Europeans and Americans, I think people would, take up arms. But, you think about it this way too. There's a reason why they disarmed the citizenry in Europe, because you have no method to fight back. You're basically a slave to the government. You have no means to fight back. So when you have the same weapons that they do, they can't subjugate you. They can't put you in a shoebox and make you be quiet like they do in China and in other parts of the globe. You have that right to defend yourself. Like I said, I carry a gun every day. And, I certainly want to live by the law, obey the law. Those are laws that a lot of us had voted for and so on and so forth. But there are laws that is the smallest motorcycle I've ever seen. There are laws that, that shouldn't be obeyed. And we see that every day. So this little guy, yeah, you got a turn signal, dickhead? This little dude on some little midget motorcycle is up. He didn't have his turn signal on. He just looked at me as I was cruising along and decided he wanted to flip me off. I mean, that's the knuckleheads today. I'm in the lane and I'm doing the speed limit. So this guy's like 4'2". But anyway, back to what I was saying. So pay attention to what's going on in Islam. And you need to do something about it. Be a part. The primaries this year are more important than it's ever been. So let's make sure that the right people get voted in the office. So like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. And leave a comment. And I'll see you on the next video.